the trends are what the trends are. These people are not getting richer. Like I was watching Coach have a conversation about, and he talked before about if these girls are getting rich from selling their pussy, right? And the way they have this conversation and making it seem as though there's a guy out there taking care of every pretty girl. Let me tell you something. If I polled 100, 500 women, and let's say about 50 of them are really attractive girls, or just moderately attractive girls, because out of 500, only about 50 would probably be moderately attractive. If I poll those 50 girls and say, how much money has a man given you in the last 30 days? The best of them might say $1,000. Because again, how many of them are actually made? Because unless they're in the life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, matter of fact, we're going to exclude no strippers, no sex workers. We're going to say regular people, regular women. They regular girls. If I polled them, right, and I questioned, truthfully, how much money have you gotten from men in the last 30 days? They're not going to say thousands, right? So there's a viral clip. I'm not going to play it right now, but the reality is this. We're going to need to level up anyway. So now men, we've gone to a new level in history where men have to become richer again. There's been times in history, right, where you could be a person who has not worked or doesn't work. More and more and more because you need more and more stuff, right? You cannot, even if if you're on a fixed income, you literally cannot live on any fixed income. Unless it's like a pension and you got all the other shit figured out, you cannot really live on a fixed income because the economy keeps going forward. Keeps going up. Everything goes up, right? But anyway, but the point being is that throughout time, there's been several inventions and several changes, and men have adjusted and leveled up every single time. We've gone through depressions, we've gone through recessions. One of the reasons why these kind of videos piss y'all off is because you thinking it's not fair what she's doing if she's getting the shit off. And we got, for one, you got to accept that you can't be believing women's stories. Women rarely ever tell the truth, especially if they sound good in the story. They're rarely ever telling the truth. Also, women always kind of hype shit up. Fine. The third, you think it's not fair because you're looking at the double standard. If this is true, and it could be true, so what? But the reason why it makes a lot of y'all niggas feel some kind of ways because you have been conditioned, you have been raised, and you have been raised to think and feel like you don't actually have power in your life. And especially if you were FBA black man, clip this. If you were FBA black man, you are conditioned and you are raised to think that you are here to be an attack dog. You are here to be a bank. You are here to be a sexual professional. You know what I'm saying? You are here to be a whole porn star. Don't get me wrong. You can be all those things if you want to be those things. But a lot of men don't realize you don't have original thoughts. You don't actually have a long-term plan. You don't really enjoy life. You don't have a purpose for your life, right? And now we got to keep broadening this conversation about how y'all live your lives. A woman went viral for saying this, and CGA has talked about this too, about how specifically men live their lives through women, meaning that you do everything for the sake of women. It's not really a negative thing, but you're not aware of the fact that, but you don't really have anything that you want for yourself for the sake of yourself. You should want some nice shit because you like nice shit. You should want nice clothes because you like nice clothes. Don't get me wrong. Girls liking it is a byproduct, but a lot of guys, we get started with things because of women. So again, it's not a bad synergy if you think like a winner, right? And I've heard CGA talk about how a lot of y'all want to be losers. And I had to think long and deep. Pause. And I thought about a lot of dirty niggas that I've encountered in life, right? And I had to think like, you know what? That's who they talking about. That's who's in the comment section. It's niggas like this. Niggas who not progressive in the right ways, right? But anyway, we'll play a little more of this shit.
Got to be at least in his late 40s or 50s or maybe even 60s.
We're on time.
But they basically telling you that they prostituting themselves. They can frame it and say, yeah, I'm putting the price on my kitty cat or whatever. I actually think that this woman is more self-aware, and the fact that she even feels comfortable making this video, I'm assuming still being with this guy, is crazy. It's insane, man. Look, don't ever sit here and tell me not to make videos or to not address what is going on in society as far as these women taking advantage of men in general. Because the gender war, it continues. It's real. And so, I'm going to be one of your greatest allies in making sure that y'all be aware of what's happening out here, because I don't want y'all to think that these women just like y'all just because y'all are you. I want you to understand that everything is transactional and women look at things from a business perspective, even if they don't overtly say it. Let's continue.
So we're going to stop right there. So she gets into the rest of this, because we don't got time, because I want to get to my next point, because I want to get to John Morant, right? But I want to also break down what he means. Clip this. I want to break down what he means and how you should be looking at it, right? You have to accept that this is what's out here now. But here's the thing. Women give you all, they give you all the answers. She's giving you all the answers. So wherever you are in life right now, all you gotta do is work on making $15,000 more a year, or making an extra $1,500 a month. Figure out what you can do to do that, and then keep upping that. Then boom, you done leveled up. All right, boom. So let's say you're making an extra 2 racks a month, extra $24,000. Everybody can use that, right? Open your mind up. Be creative. A lot of us don't realize, you're not really being creative. Like, you're not really trying. And that's why you're not successful. But no matter what, you're not going to get around this. Like, I always tell my niggas, I say, listen, no matter what the arrangement is, you have to decide for yourself on what's the dollar amount that you want to invest in this girl every single month. Or maybe not invest, but maybe spend. But it's not going nowhere. The expectation is not going nowhere. Things have changed. It's just like a woman expecting you to accept that she ain't gonna suck your dick. For most of us, you gonna dump her right away. Matter of fact, you might call the cops. I ain't gonna lie. If you tell me something like that on the phone, I'm calling the cops. You will hear. If I have a lawyer, you will hear from my lawyer. I'm suing you. Somebody I can't get no dome. But that's what it's like for men. You know what I'm saying? Men gotta understand, like, that's what it's like. Like, it's not gonna go nowhere. So you have to learn how to deal with this stuff. But again, if you're working on getting leverage, you don't have anything to worry about, because at the end of the day, you always have what you want. But I have to realize too, a lot of y'all ain't thinking about how to actually get the paper, because for the most part, a lot of y'all can't even sacrifice. You can't sacrifice. You can't sacrifice being lonely for a little bit. I think about how much I do this. At one point, I had this subscription to StreamYard, and I was barely doing videos. To the point where I forgot I had this shit. Back when I had the $20 joint, right? And I had this shit for a good year. I think I had it for a year and some change before I started to use my StreamYard account on a regular basis. I've been wanting to start doing content since 2021. I do a video here and there, like, months apart. It took me years to start doing videos on a regular basis. But you know how I got the momentum? Because I was only doing this. When I closed my agency and broke up with my ex, I said, now I have clear thought every distraction. I want to invest all my time into this and getting better at this. Foresight. Seeing into the future. I got to get my bag and run. Okay? But how am I going to get there?